This podcast is brought to you by Most Valuable Podcasts, saving your day from boredom with the best podcasting entertainment.
What's up, everybody? Ricky Widmer here, along with fellow man-child Johnny Karlic. And we are back for another edition of the Rick and Johnny podcast here on Most Valuable Podcast, your one-stop shop for nerd news, for video game news, for entertainment news, for movie news. We kind of talk about it all. Let's be honest. We are the non-sports section of MVP.
Yes.
You can go everywhere else for sports.
You don't want me on the sports section.
We've debated that. We have debated, just for shits and giggles, having a show. Well, it wouldn't be a show, but have a segment where it's Johnny Talk Sports.
Oh, man, that would be
And we just
scary.
see what where we would just throw you games and you'd pick them. You would pick who you think is going to win with your non-sports knowledge.
Oh, God.
To see if the non-sports knowledge is better than the sports knowledge. We have tossed that idea around.
Well, obviously a bear beats a tiger, so in combat.
That's basically what it would be. Here, I'll give you an example today.
Okay.
And because we're here in Chicago, and I know for our non-sports fans, just bear with us really quick.
Bear.
A falcon and a bear. The Falcons are playing the Bears. What wins?
Well, obviously, you have a falcon versus a bear. Yes, the falcon has the flight advantage, but overall, the bear is probably 20 times bigger than it. A falcon could probably blind the bear, but overall, the bear would win.
So Johnny's picking the Bears over the Falcons today. Take that one to Vegas. But we have a numerous amount of topics. We have two or three. No, not 2 or 3. 3 or 4. That's where my math is serving me right.
There you
We're gonna
go,
have
Ricky.
3 or 4.
Use that degree.
The fourth topic is either going to be one or the other, depending on if me and Johnny have time to finish all the recordings that we need to today.
There's some sports on.
Yeah,
today.
I got to watch football today. I can't be walking into the onside kick not knowing what's going on.
He has to be here to do the other stuff.
Yeah,
for
I
you
got to do the other stuff, but. The 4 that we're thinking about, we're going to talk about the Avengers video game. We're going to be talking Game of Thrones theory with Clegane Bowl. And then either one of the last 2, we're going to either talk about the Disney situation with their streaming, where they're taking Marvel and Star Wars with them from Netflix. And then if time allows, we'll have ABC's Marvel TV series, which female superhero or heroine.
There you
go.
Heroine.
They go with for that TV show. But Johnny, I want to jump into it. Yes. I want to go with the Avengers video game first, because this is news that came out back in January.
Yeah.
That Marvel announced it's going to enter a multi-year, multi-game partnership with Square Enix, the company that did amazing games like Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
And the first product that was announced was an Avengers game. Well, the reason we are talking about it today is thanks to a NeoGAF user, and I'm getting this through IGN, thanks to a NeoGAF user, Neuralak. I hope I said that right, Neuralak.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 job postings on the Square Enix page, and the project is currently referred to as the Avengers Project.
Oh.
Here's what they are, and I'm going to read the quotes directly from the IGN page. One posting asks for applicants for a lead level designer position, focusing on level development. The posting specifically refers to fun and unique online experiences, and also asks for an understanding of the social implications of shared gameplay, as well as referencing various game modes and campaigns. The other posting is looking for an experienced combat designer who will work with the rest of the team to plan, prototype, and build combat systems that directly apply to a third-person cover-based action-adventure game, end quote. So we have those 2. We have the lead-level designer. We have the experienced combat designer. Here's the question I am going to ask you, Johnny. We get a little bit of what this game could be.
Mm-hmm.
Will the Avengers video game be an MMO? Will it be a multiplayer? Will it be a massive multiplayer online game?
So far, it sounds like it, because you have multiple. I think it's, if anything, like what it refers to in the article, it's going to be sort of like Destiny or maybe like Call of Duty or Medal No, not Medal of Honor. It's Call of Duty, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be sort of like one of those in a sense. You do a team. You're a team. You're gonna work with other people to do whatever the levels are gonna be. But the reason I say that, as opposed to like Overwatch, there's levels. They're looking for someone to make levels.
Yes, and that's where I came in, because one of the things where I watched Kind of Funny Games talked about this, and also in the article, Destiny's the big one that people are comparing it to. Because Destiny right now, it's an open world. Yes, there's a story mode, but it's also online with your friends. And you can have a fire team of, I want to say it's 3 people is in a fire team. So you can team up with those characters. The thing that I think about, though, is, would it be not smart, but do you think they'd want, with Square Enix, to make a game to where it's just a massive online world? And how would you do that? With Destiny, there are 3 classes, and you kind of pick your class, and then you make that character your own. So it's like it's kind of like that RPG, not really RPG, but kind of RPG.
Yeah.
Whereas like that World of Warcraft was full RPG of, I am picking this character, I am giving him a name, he is mine, no one else's will have my same name. Whereas you don't get that with Destiny. How do you do that with an Avengers game? Because you're kind of limited with the heroes you can pick, and they also have a MMO game in Marvel Heroes.
Yeah.
Where they've already explained in that one, hey, there's a rip in the timeline. Don't be shocked if you see a copy of yourself. That's why there's numerous Spider-Mans, numerous Iron Mans.
Yeah, the only thing I could say is that it's going to take like a hint from Overwatch in a sense.
I would love it.
I mean, open world, but take it to where like there's not like more than 2 per like a game if you're doing the versus type thing.
Yeah.
Or like the teams, like for example, on the same team, you can't have more than one diva. You can't have more than one such and such.
Unless you go into that specific mode that lets you.
Exactly. The other part would be the customizability. Yeah, some characters have the things you can alter on them. That would be one thing. And then the other part I was going to bring up for that is, well, I just forgot what it was. You can split up the characters into like tank, into defense, offense. Not really a lot of healers if in that sense, but what do they consider? They don't call it a healer on Overwatch. I take that as a reference because that's the one I played.
The support characters.
Support. That's what they do call them healers, but mostly call them support.
Because Symmetra's the only non-healer that's in support.
Exactly. But that's the thing is like they call them support. That's why you can have like you can actually any Avenger, depending on how big of the group you're talking about, you can probably split them up into those 4 categories.
I would think, here's what I'm leaning towards, and this is a game that I thought of. I've pitched this in the past.
Yeah.
Borderlands.
Okay.
To where it's the same online leveling, like the same online world that you would get in Destiny. The only difference is, if I am in my game, I'm not going to see you unless you join my game. That way you can make it to where I am Iron Man, you would have to come in with somebody else. You could pick someone else.
Yeah.
And we could go through the story mode together. That way, with the Destiny part of it, you're getting away from the, why am I seeing 2 Iron Men?
Yeah.
Why am I seeing 2 Hulks? Why am I seeing multiple Captain Americas? And also, I really do think they want to make this different than the Marvel Heroes that they already came out with.
Yeah.
Because what would be the point to just saying, oh, it's the Avengers, but it's kind of Marvel Heroes just on the console? It's Marvel Heroes with things that we could do with the console.
Yeah, well, the other thing I was going to bring up for that is it also depends how big your roster is.
Yes.
Because honestly, if we're just doing the core Avengers, that really limits you. But if you're doing every person from the Marvel Universe that has been part of the Avengers, you have a huge list.
And there's DLC that they could do too to add more, but that's what I would lean to, because the game that I'm leaning towards in my mind is that I don't think I'm kind of hoping we don't get an MMO.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't be mad if they did. I just don't think it would serve them right already having an MMO in Marvel Heroes. Why would you want to, like me as a console gamer, if I wanted to play an MMO that was Marvel, I'd have to get it on my computer. Why draw me away from those profits just to play a game that I would play in the PlayStation 4, the Xbox version that it comes out in? And the thing that I'm leaning towards is having a single, like, Avengers storyline where maybe you play as the different Avengers through the storyline.
Yeah.
And you can use the same combat engine that you would do, and you would have that experienced combat designer come up with. But then in the online part, maybe do an Overwatch style where, yes, it could still be third person, where it's basically like you're taking the Destiny gameplay and Destiny combat, but putting Overwatch to it, where it's two teams going together.
Toe to toe, yeah.
Going together at something. I mean, that's something that I'm leaning towards. However, I wouldn't be surprised if they said, no, we're going to make it an MMO.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if they do that either, but I would... What you described, I would prefer too. I mean, yeah, the online basic, like there's a story mode, like you said, and whatever character you pick is like, it kind of caters a little bit towards that. And that's how the story mode goes.
Yeah.
And then there's the online, like you said, which kind of I would prefer, honestly, if they took more of an Overwatch aspect. It'd be kind of cool
rather
too.
than the Destiny Borderlands aspect.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, maybe the Destiny aspect. The Borderlands would be cool too. I just feel like it'd be really hard to, like, if you had the game started, to do that for every person.
What do you mean?
Like, because if you have a game, you said if you have a game started, and you have to join in, but you can't be that character. Well, this person starts the game, and this person starts the game, and that turns into how many people starting a game saying, "I want to be this character." Yeah, unless like it's
maybe they put in a search engine of like, okay, you're Iron Man.
I'll put
These are the games that you could join.
Yeah.
And with your friends, you would just have to plan out, hey, I'm going to be Iron Man, you be Hulk.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to be Captain America, you be Iron Man.
Unless, like, you pick your character and then, like, it puts you into a game that doesn't have that character in it yet.
Or you can, I would say you can pick between,
well, you could
have a list of
you can have, like,
joinable games based off of your character.
Well, I was going to say, maybe a list or, like, find random, like have like a list of like where your friends, your friends list, and then like find random game, and then it throws you into whatever. There is no Captain America, for example.
The other thing I want to ask you is more so on the combat level designer part, and this is a question I'm asking you.
Okay.
Based off of, like I said, I watched Kind of Funny Games. They talked about this game and this news recently, and Andy Cortez was on the show, and he had mentioned with the combat how it might be difficult to have where it's like, what if I'm Hulk and you're Iron Man? Iron Man can fly up. How are you going to work through that? Because like in a game like Overwatch, we have talked about Farah, who's the one that can fly, her jets have gas that recharges. How do you explain something like that for Iron Man, or how do you make it work with different characters that are like, okay, these are grounded characters, and then you have characters like Iron Man, maybe if you include Spider-Man, that are completely different in their playstyle. More Iron Man. He's the one I'm worried about just because he's more of an aviant character.
Yeah.
To where he's not going to be on the ground running. He's going to be flying and shooting his repulsors.
Well, I mean, one, you can say that, like, the farther away you are, the higher up you are, the less accurate your repulsors, for example. Like, you do use repulsors, he's going to have rockets and stuff. You can make it, like, the farther away you are, the less accuracy you get, for example, though. But, like, there's ways to get around it, too. Like, for example, if you have the Hulk character, Hulk can jump high enough to hit him. But Hulk's going to be almost exactly like Doomfist.
Yes.
He's just going to be, you have to use punching. You have to use hitting. You can probably grab, like maybe, like there's very few of them in Overwatch. There's objects you can break.
Yeah.
Hulk can grab objects. Maybe put like an object or two that can be used. Like, I'm trying to think of a game. Mortal Kombat X, for example. Yeah. You can use some of, I know it's a side scroller.
You can use the objects.
Some of the objects in there.
Them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do that a little bit. Like, it's not going to be a lot of the objects, but like a car here can be tossed. Part of it.
They do that in Injustice too.
Exactly. So do that. So like a few objects here and there can be grabbed and thrown. When you're like a Captain America, for example, he's got a shield, yeah, but maybe like something light. He could probably pull a stop sign post out of the ground and toss it if he had to.
Well, because he's got the super
soldier
superhuman strength.
Yeah.
But the thing that with the combat that I really hope that it leans towards is when it comes to third person combat.
Yeah.
The best game that I've played, and I have not played Destiny 2 yet. I'm still debating on whether I will buy that in the future because Bungie, you left a sore spot in my heart. I was not happy with the way Destiny was released, basically. I don't know if you know the full story. So you buy the game, but you don't get the complete game.
Oh.
You got to buy the DLCs.
Yeah, no, I did hear about that.
So that turned me off.
That's
still
asinine.
Dave's telling me to buy it. Right now, I don't have the money to.
Yeah.
Like in my funds, I'd need to wait a week or two. But I'm still debating on whether I will bite that bullet or not because also I have my friend Sean and his girlfriend, who is my cousin, also play that game as well. So yes, I have people to play with, but I don't know. That's besides the point. Destiny, though, the combat, though, is amazing.
Yeah.
How Bungie has that third-person combat, that's what I would want this game to be. And that's what, when I hear third-person, part of me goes, I'm not quite sure, because there are good third-person combat games, and then there are ones where it's like, holy shit, this is horrible. Just be a first-person shooter. That you did not need the third person. Whereas this one, I'm hoping they take notes from what Bungie's doing with theirs and kind of base it off of that. However, Square Enix is a company where they're not new to the third person because if you play Final Fantasy, you play Kingdom Hearts, those games are third person.
Now let me ask. I'm curious about this. I was thinking about it. The roster. I mean, do you just go like the core 6 Avengers we know? Do you go way out there and do as many characters as possible? What do you think? Because if you go too many, I know there's a problem at some point with saying, hey, yeah, it's just
It comes down
overcomplicates things.
Plus, it comes down to rights. Like with Spider-Man, I don't even know if Spider-Man's going to be in this because I don't know if
they have to get a okay from Sony
because Sony's coming out with their own Spider-Man game.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I don't know if in that contract that they had, if it was just movies or they could use his likeness in this Marvel game.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I have no idea with that. I would start out with the base.
Okay.
And then see if, like, in DLCs, you can add characters.
Okay.
I wouldn't start too big because I know how the companies think. I know how Disney thinks. They like to make money. Money usually drives things. And I would start out with the base, what you're going to see in the movie, and then I will go ahead or in the movies, because they're saying what? In this article, I believe they said that, and here's the big point of contention, is no release date or platform has been announced, but the Avengers project, whatever it becomes, is expected to arrive sometime in 2018. Two things with that.
Okay.
First off, about the platform. I feel like it's going to be, they either have to make it cross-platform, so both PS4 and Xbox. If this is an exclusive, Johnny, I'm sorry, you're not going to be able to play it. That's how I feel. Because of two things. First off, Square Enix. Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts, what system were those on?
PS.
PlayStation. Also, if you're a Marvel company, you want to eventually include Spider-Man in that game. Who owns the PlayStation? Sony. So I feel like this game, when it comes to the platform, you're either saying, I want it on every platform, or you're going to be strong-armed into saying, well, it's a PlayStation exclusive. Because the thing is, and this, with that part, it all comes down to the Spider-Man part.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you this, Sony, even if they say both platforms, Sony will be like, no, we're not giving Microsoft any profits. You make it a PlayStation game, then we'll let Spider-Man be some DLC for your Avengers game.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're not going to have Spider-Man.
Or, I mean, Spider-Man would be a DLC exclusive for PS users only.
Something like that.
Because, like, for example,
Johnny's trying to make it to where, please, can I play this game?
Please let me play it.
I told you picked the wrong side.
Free is pretty good, so.
Yeah, whatever free gets you, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, I would better off for one, make Spider-Man DLC for just them. Because here's an example. The game, I just forgot it. Soul Calibur 2.
Yeah. There
was one for the PS2. There was one for the GameCube, and then there was one for the Xbox that was out at the time. I think it's the original Xbox.
Was it?
I think so.
There's also the 360 it was on too.
Was it on 360? Maybe it was the 360. I don't remember which one exactly, because I didn't have it at the time. Well, I had it for PS2, and I played it. When I played it at my house, there was one extra character that only the PS2 had. We'll play it at a friend's house on the GameCube. They had a different character. Mine, I can't remember. I think it's from a character from Tekken.
Yeah.
And then
because Tekken was a PlayStation game.
Yeah. Now, when I went to play it on the Nintendo, you got Link as an extra character.
Because Link was a Nintendo character.
Property. And I don't remember what the Xbox is. What I think it was Spawn, actually.
Which makes sense, because I think Spawn has something to do with Microsoft. I think they have
maybe
their
they had the
hands
rights with him
in that, or they were just able to
get the rights to play him.
Get the rights to it. But I'm trying to look up for, you said it was Soul Calibur 2?
Yeah.
I'm trying to look up who made. I know it was shoot. I'm trying to think of what company made that game. Yeah, it was Namco.
Yeah.
That made it. So it was Bondi Namco. So it wasn't like a company that, it was on the 360, the PlayStation 3, the original Xbox, and PS2.
Yeah.
So the HD versions were on the new gen.
Exactly.
Also had GameCube and arcade. So they did have those in there. And I'm trying to see with those new characters.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Like, instead, if you, please make it cross-platform
you
can get Disney.
So you got Hahachi.
Yeah, Hahachi from
Tekken.
Yeah.
And then Link from Zelda, and then Spawn from the comic book series. I'm trying to see. No, it doesn't tell me. The HD versions did include the Tekken character and Spawn, though.
Okay.
But they could do that. I just kind of think they'll get strong-armed, and I don't think Sony will want to work with them there. The other one's the more important one to me, and this is what we'll end this on, because we're kind of going a little long on this one, is when they say it is expected to arrive in 2018.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Because the one point, and I am curating this point from that same Andy Cortez from Kind of Funny Games Daily, he said if you're basically looking for a combat level designer, like a combat designer, he's like, there's no way this game comes out in 2018. Think 2020. What do you think? Do you think we're getting this in 2018, or will it be 1920?
Push it back, especially if you're looking for someone to do that now.
An experienced combat designer. That was one of the positions. That was the one he was talking about.
No, I'd say push it back then, because I'd rather have
make sure it's done right.
As a fan, we'd rather have you push out a product that's done.
Yeah.
And I get it. Like, if it was mostly done, DLC. That's fine. You want to add some more characters, DLC. You want to add some more levels, DLC. Make sure it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And then the multiplayer combat is ready.
Well, and when it comes to the combat, I want that done right.
Exactly.
I don't care how long, because you've already teased it. And you didn't say a date. You didn't back yourself into a corner. Don't do it now.
Exactly.
Don't back yourself into a corner now. Make sure it's done all right. Or not all right, but make sure everything is done right and done well, to where I can say, hey, you know what? This is a great game.
Yeah, well, no, if I'm Captain America, I want to throw that shield. I want it to bounce off of shit. If I'm Iron Man, I want those repulsors to blow shit up.
You do. And then if you're the Hulk, you want to actually jump, and when you come down, and the ground damages a little bit.
Yeah. And just blow everyone out of the, in the general proximity away.
Johnny is hoping this comes to Xbox.
I am really hoping it does.
Are.
If not, I will waste the space on my computer and download it. if it's going to do it that way.
What if they make it a PS exclusive thing?
And I'm not playing it, apparently.
Johnny will not play it.
Johnny does not have the money for a new system.
I'm not saying you do. I would feel bad. I would feel really bad if the Marvel game Johnny does. You already don't get to play Spider-Man.
I know.
But Spider-Man's more mine. Like, if there's any Marvel
anyways.
let me have, it's Spider-Man. But if I got your Avengers too, Johnny wouldn't be happy. He would not be a happy camper.
No, I would be very sad.
This is where you guys come in. Let us know down below. What do you guys think? When are we going to get this game? What kind of ideas are you thinking for this Avengers game based on it was the level designer and the combat designer. What kind of game do you think that Square Enix and Marvel are going to go with? Let us know down below in the comment section. But Johnny, let's move on into our next topic. And we are coming back to the Game of Thrones. Yep, I was waiting for it. We are in the off season now, season 8. We've got tons of theories rolling around the internet that we get to talk about now. And like I said last week, we don't get it spoiled
by the next episode.
The episode that usually airs the night we record these. But what we are talking about today is a theory that people have been speculating about for a while now, and it is Clegane Bowl. The Clegane Bowl theory between the Hound and the Mountain, because we got in season 7 that scene where the Hound walks up to his brother and basically says, "I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
You know what is coming. I am going to kill you." And the thing that brings this all to a head, and before I ask you what you think about it, I kind of want to set it up a bit, is think back now to the Hound when he had that vision.
Yeah.
Remember how he said an arrow, like a mountain in the shape of an arrowhead on top? What does the mountain's helmet look like?
Yeah, it's got an arrowhead.
An arrowhead. I got that this week and I was like, holy shit, I didn't put 2 and 2 together. I'll ask you, Johnny, with everything that's going on right now where we left Game of Thrones, are we going to get Clegane Bowl in season 8? And what are you thinking?
Yeah, we are going to. I mean, we've already started. As soon as he started, like, saving Arya, or he was going to bring Arya to, and I'm air quoting right now, he's going to bring Arya to, no, he was going to bring her to,
King's Landing?
I think the Sept? No.
Yes.
No, it was, no, what the hell is the place called? The one with the moon door. He's going to bring it there. I think.
The Vale.
The Vale. He was going to bring it to the Vale. I think he was trying to get some
right.
money for her
You're right.
returning, or to bring her somewhere.
Because that's where she ran away.
Yeah. And his redemption arc basically started there, where he was like, well, I'm going to bring you here. And then he's like, well, probably not. I'm not going to backstab you like that. And then he got stabbed and kind of was left for dead. And then his redemption arc even more started gaining way there, where he stayed with this group of religious people. They got killed. He went to
the Brotherhood.
Yeah, he went with the Brotherhood because he tracked the guys down.
Yeah.
He's like, I get to kill them. But then they're like, well, no, you don't get to kill them savagely. We're gonna hang them. And so he's like, fine, I will push the thing out from underneath them.
Yeah.
And then, that's where it started more and more. He started becoming more of a good person.
And I mean, we got that scene then with him looking into the fire, and he's very different.
Yeah.
The Hound is very different than when we met him, because think back all the way to season 1.
Yeah.
The Hound has always been to me the more moral of the Cleganes.
Yeah,
because
the two of them.
There was that one scene in season 1 where the Mountain was gonna, I can't remember who it was, but he was gonna attack someone, and the Hound came in, blocked it, and the only thing that saved the Hound is Robert Baratheon raised his voice, and when the Hound went to kneel, the Mountain swung and missed his head because he ducked under it to kneel.
Yeah.
And like even that one was like, I'm like, okay. The Hound has always been that one where it's like you can talk to him a little bit more morally.
Yeah.
Than his brother the Hound is more moral than his brother. The Mountain Plus, these two. Here's the thing that gets me though. Right now, he's in Winterfell.
Yeah.
We only have 6 episodes. Yeah, they're going to be a little bit more feature-length episodes. How does he get from Winterfell and the White Walkers to eventually go all the way back to have the opportunity to kill his brother?
Well, I think it's going to be the fact that we're going to have to take... There's going to be 2 wars going on. There's going to be the one versus the White Walkers, and then there's going to be the White Walkers and the Night King. And then there's going to be the one versus Cersei and her army that's supposed to...
The Golden Company.
The Golden Company.
Which we are going to talk about in the future.
Yes,
there's
we are.
interesting things coming out about that army as well.
But I mean, I think they're gonna give him the chance to fight his brother because that, I mean, it may not be long, like it might be about as long as when he fights the Viper, because that was I'd say that was a pretty short scene, right? Overall,
Yeah, and really the Mountain should be dead.
he should be.
If the Viper wasn't as cocky
Yeah,
as he was.
he should have just accepted it and not kept fighting for the words. He would have won. He was already right there. Okay, let's not, just accept the fact that you won. Let's stand over the giant monster of a man and tell him to do something as he's not dead, he's dying.
Yeah. And right now, I mean, with the Mountain, that's interesting is how, in order to kill it, you have to cut off the head and burn the body.
Yeah.
Because all you can do is, I cut off the head. Okay, Cersei sews it back on, and he's back ready to go.
Basically.
Because he's a zombie at this point. He is not the Mountain. He's a zombie.
Yeah.
And to me, with this whole thing with Clegane Bowl, my first thought is, how would they work it in for him to get back to kill the Mountain? Because I don't know how they're going to get everything into 6 episodes. I am glad I do not have that job in order to do that. But an interesting thing that I was kind of reading up on is, did you have something that you...
I'll wait till you're done with what you got read up on.
Go ahead, because I think this is going to go a little bit off topic with what you're thinking.
What I'm thinking is, I mean, Cersei's going to have the golden... Let's say she does it, because there is the possibility that they intervene and stop the ships from getting there, because Theon's got his redemption arc to go through. Plus,
there's the whole loophole with the Golden Company that we're going to touch in a separate video.
Yeah, but the other part is Cersei's using the Golden Company, the Golden Army, or no, it's the Iron Bank, isn't it? It's an army from the Iron Bank.
The Golden, that's what they are. They're called the Golden Company.
Oh, okay.
They're a mercenary army from Essos that their tagline is, our word is as good as gold, meaning they don't break a contract.
Okay, well,
they get money.
That's the conversation for another podcast.
Yeah.
But no, so what's going to happen is she's going to take back most of Westeros. Wow, that was bad that I couldn't remember the name of that.
The one thing I didn't notice, there's a lot of Storm's End doesn't have anyone in it.
Nope.
Where
Highgarden,
thank you. That's what I was thinking of. That castle. There's a ton of castles that are just empty.
Yeah, no, there's no one left for House Highgarden. There's no one left for Storm's End. I mean, there's absolutely no one left in that bloodline. I mean, they have the Riverlands with them. Honestly, they may take over. Wow, I can't remember the name of it. House Arn.
Aaron the Veil.
I keep forgetting.
You keep forgetting the Veil.
Yeah, no, the Veil. I keep
it's
forgetting
okay.
the name.
He's not like the little kid. Aaron, he's not anything. He's not fit to rule.
No, he's not. But
he's not fit to be a ruler.
He's not. But no, still the Veil. There's probably not really much of an army sitting there. So especially if the Golden Company comes.
Yeah.
And Dorne has no leader at this point.
Yeah, I mean, the Sand killed off Martell. Yeah.
And then now they're all gone. So there's really no leadership in Dorne.
Really, everyone is like it. The line that Davos said. Yeah. About the skeleton sitting on the Iron Throne is so true.
It is.
It's becoming true. Like, it comes more true each and every episode.
It doesn't matter whose skeleton's sitting on the Iron Throne.
And the thing that I was going to read, this goes back to season 6, in the season 6 finale, where there was something that Cersei was kind of promised, and it reads, this is the prophecy that she was read.
Oh, yeah.
You will never wed a prince. You will
marry
wed
the king.
You will wed the king. You'll be queen for a time, then comes another, younger, more beautiful, to cast you down and take all that you hold dear. The king will have 20 children, and you will have 3. Gold will be their crowns,
and gold will be their
shrouds. And the thing that was left out, that's from the movie. The thing in the book that was left in there was, and when your tears have drowned you, the Valankar, which is High Valyrian for little brother, shall wrap his hands about your pale white throat and choke the life from you. And the thing that people are kind of doing this with Clegane Bowl is, the first thing I think of it with Cersei. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Tyrion is younger than Cersei. Because he killed the mother, basically, by being born. My first thought was, Tyrion's going to kill her. Tyrion's going to be the one. I would love it to be Jaime, Kingslayer, hashtag Queenslayer, hashtag Kingslayer, hashtag go Jaime. That's what I would like to see. But part of me was like, oh, fuck. Tyrion could do it, because Tyrion's the younger brother of that. And I mean, I get Jaime's the younger brother too, by a little bit, even though they're twins. But there's a Reddit user called Brett MacGyver, and he posted a different take on that little brother reference. And this is what he said, and I'll read his quote. I'm convinced that there will be a trial by combat to determine if Cersei will be put to death, and it will be a fight between the Cleganes, and the Hound will win. That is what he said. And then it goes in response to the Clegane Bowl, adding, meaning that the prophecy that Cersei will be killed by the little brother will come true. I'm going to ask you this. That whole line about the Valankar line with the little brother, do you think that is, and this is kind of going a little bit away from the Clegane Bowl, but staying to it, is, do you think on the show they will say, nope, that little brother line is going to be Jaime's to fulfill? Or will it be, okay, trial by combat, Clegane versus Clegane, and the little brother will win, which will be the Hound?
Yeah, I mean, that would actually make a lot of sense for it to go around that way, because that way Clegane, Hound gets his redemption thing against the Mountain, finally.
And Cersei gets to die.
Well, I mean, maybe Tyrion actually still does actually kill her by hand.
Or Jaime.
I'm gonna go
both.
I'm gonna go Tyrion.
Yeah.
Because it says little brother, and like he's little brother in 2 ways. And
plus she has hated him.
The animosity between those two throughout the entire series.
Even when they went and met during season 7.
Yeah. No, I think that maybe like they like agree on a trial by combat on who is supposed to win. Tyrion, like for some reason, like maybe Daenerys versus Tyrion, and how the Hound offers himself up. It's like, nope, this is my brother. I want to take him on. And then Cersei doesn't fall because she's queen and she's gonna stay queen. Doesn't like stay with the terms because she still got the Queensguard behind her, and she's like, no, I got this, and like I still got the bolts to, I got the whole Golden Army, blah blah blah, and then Tyrion just like, not like right then and there, but like comes and talks to her like, no, these were the terms. Chokes her out. Yeah, I know he's short, but
well, and that would actually be the two sides of it, because like it says, and I will read it again if I could find it here. I just had it. And when your tears have drowned you, the Valonqar shall wrap his hands around your pale white throat and choke the life from you. Mm-hmm. So that would be fulfilling both kind of in a sense where the Hound would get his redemption over the mountain.
Yeah.
But also Tyrion would be able to complete his story arc. And I'm now, because of this, I'm a little torn. I'm a little torn at who I want to see kill Cersei.
I want it to be Tyrion.
I wouldn't mind if it was Jaime, though. I'm still kind of on the hashtag Kingslayer, hashtag Queenslayer trend.
I'm riding the Tyrion train because I really want to see him finally get like some form of peace.
And here's the thing. Who knows if Jaime or Tyrion are going to even last to the end of the season, are going to last until that point.
Or I think you mentioned it before quickly. It could be both.
It could be.
Because Tyrion, I'm not in any way certain that he can knock her down unless she's already unless he just sneaks into her bedchamber and just chokes her there.
Or what if he goes to do it, she kills him, Jaime walks in, sees it, and then kills her.
Chokes her with the one hand.
Yeah, as like you killed our brother. Because that would also play into it because Jaime and Tyrion have, Cersei and Tyrion, animosity, Cersei hates him.
Yeah.
But when it's Jaime and Tyrion, Jaime's actually been like a brother to Tyrion.
He loves his brother.
Yeah. To where he has no animosity. He actually cares about Tyrion. And I could see that coming to fruition to where it's Tyrion goes to do it. Cersei fights him off because she's just bigger than him and kills him. Jaime walks in as it happens and just gets so angry to where it's like, no, you've
gone too far.
You've gone too far. I'm ending this.
Or he doesn't go to kill her. He goes to talk terms. She kills him, and Jaime comes in.
Yeah.
And just, you've gone too far. Chokes the life out of her with that one hand he still has.
Either way, I would like if Jaime or Tyrion actually killed her.
Yeah.
But I would also like if this led to what Reddit user Bert McGiver, I said Brett McGiver earlier, Bert McGiver said in his post of that it would lead to the Clegane Bowl. I would really like that.
Yeah.
I would like if it led to that. But any final thoughts you've got on Clegane Bowl?
No, I think it would be awesome. I know it wouldn't be long. It's not going to be long.
No, it wouldn't be.
But it's going to be great to see because I feel like the story arc is leading to that. He even said, "I'm going to kill you."
Mm-hmm. Well, and this is where you guys come in. Let us know down below, what do you guys think? Also, what other Game of Thrones theories would you like us to touch? Because we've got a ton. We've got a few more that we've got in the bank for you that we'll come out with each and every week that we do the podcast. But if there's one you're thinking of, let us know down below. We will hit that up while we are in the off season, waiting for season 8. But Johnny, let's move on into our last topic. And I said earlier on the show we could have possibly had 4, but we're running a little bit long today. We are going to hit out of the 2 topics I said earlier, we're going to hit the Disney one only because I think that is the more important news. The Marvel Heroine one for the ABC series, we're going to shelf that, probably do it next week.
Yeah.
Or the week after. Just do that on a later podcast just because of time constrictions while recording the show today. So we're going to end the show, Johnny, with a topic that we talked about a while ago. I think it was like a week or 2 ago, where we talked about Disney's new streaming service. And in 2019, they are going to have their own streaming service, pulling everything off of Netflix and having yet another thing you have to buy. Good thing I still have the DVDs and VHSs along with my VCR player. Thank you. That is how old I am from my childhood. But
I still have all those too.
They announced that. And then this week, CEO of Disney, Bob Iger, confirmed that all Star Wars and all MCU movies will leave Netflix once the Mouse House, as it says here on the Screen Rant article, launches its streaming service of his own. And the exact quote from Iger is, "We've now decided we will put the Marvel and Star Wars movie on this app as well," end quote. Johnny, I'm going to ask you this. How will losing Star Wars and Marvel, we'll get to the whole streaming service for Disney in a second, but how does this affect Netflix?
Oh, this is horrible for Netflix. Because, I mean, let's just put it this way. Marvel, because originally you and I talked about it. We were losing just Disney and Pixar movies originally.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
And I want to throw this in there before we get too into it. The Screen Rant article says, then again, Netflix is currently and rapidly expanding its library of original content and will presumably remain the home of Marvel shows like Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and so forth.
Okay, so we're going to be able to keep those?
So right now it looks like we will keep the Marvel TV shows. It's just the MCU movies that they lose.
Okay, so I mean, that's a little chunk right there that we'll be able to...
It's a lesser of a blow?
Lesser of a blow? But I mean, it's still a pretty big blow because, like I said, originally when we talked about it the first time, it was only like official that we're taking all the Pixar and we're taking all the Disney movies.
Yeah.
And we're taking them away from there. Now it's those two things plus all the Marvel movies, plus all the Star Wars movies, and possibly, I don't know if they're going to do like the Clone Wars series and all that kind of stuff too, because there's a lot more Star Wars content than just the movies.
Yeah.
Now, if they take all that stuff away, we still have all the animes on there, the other types of movies.
And it's interesting to quote from the article, the little piece. It says, he confirmed that all Star Wars and MCU movies will leave Netflix.
Exactly. So, it's still the debate, are those going to be on there or not? Because right now, all the movies, and I mean, like I said, it wasn't official that those were even.
I mean, they can change it at any point.
Exactly.
They can change it at any point.
Well, that's their content. They can have it on there, or they can leave it on there.
I just think that this is, I don't think it's going to affect Netflix as big as some people may think.
See, I was thinking bigger, but I mean, I also think about all the other content they have on there.
They're going rapidly more towards the original content route to where. I'll tell you this, when I originally got Netflix, I was watching like the Disney movies, old movies, like, oh my God, I can watch this again. Oh my God, I can watch Scrubs again. Now I'm going to Netflix to watch new series. Oh, I got to catch up on Jessica Jones. I got to catch up on Daredevil. I got to catch up on Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Defenders. I've got these shows that I'm now going to where I'll be honest, like when I go to Netflix, I'm not going to watch stuff that I haven't seen in a while. I'm going to catch up on new shows that they have.
Well, yeah, and that'd be the only bad thing is if it's going to be a bigger blow if Marvel takes those away, because it's like, well, that's the Marvel name, we want it.
See, I still don't think it will hurt them as much as people think, because Netflix will just find somebody else to fill the hole.
But you know who it hurts?
Disney.
People with Netflix.
I mean, I guess. I mean, you're losing something, so obviously it hurts you.
I mean, if
you're someone who bought Netflix just for the Marvel movies, yes, this is devastating.
Well, even for the let's just say Marvel decides, no, we don't want you to be able to do the series, the Jessica Jones and all those. Yeah, those will kind of put a sting on having Netflix.
How many people then go over to Hulu or go over to Amazon Prime just because it's like, well, I only had Netflix because of this.
Yeah.
I only had Netflix because
but
of
no, I
the
agree.
Marvel shows.
Netflix is expanding their library.
I still got to watch it's with Jason Bateman called Ozarks, where it's basically like a Breaking Bad type show.
Yeah.
That's what
I know what you're talking about.
That's what I've been explained to it, is that it's kind of like Breaking Bad. I just got to find the time to actually sit down and watch it. But like, that to me is why I don't think it's going to be as big as a hit as everyone thinks.
Well, no, now that it's not going to be, because like we said, Netflix is expanding what they have.
Yeah,
which is good.
They're always coming out with original content.
Well, not even just that; they're adding other movies. There's other realms of movies to go grab, to get from. And yeah, you're not gonna get everything, and you're gonna lose a certain fan base at that point, and not all of them. I mean, for example, I'm not getting this Disney thing.
Well, here's the thing.
Just because I don't have the money to pay for more than one streaming like that.
Disney needed to do this. They needed to pull Star Wars and the MCU off of Netflix because they needed something to get this service off the ground. For the people who can't go see Last Jedi in theaters, for those who can't see the Marvel movies in theaters, now what Disney can do is, because they own the right to the property, they can go, all right, it's in theaters, after X amount of weeks, it's on the stream. It is on the streaming service quicker than it would have been on Netflix.
That's true.
Because we own it. So, I mean, they needed Star Wars and the MCU to pull people in because I don't think their Disney classics would have. I love Disney movies. Do not get me wrong. They're not going to pull in it like. But they're not going to pull in enough people. They might pull in a little bit of nostalgic people who are like, shit, I got
nostalgics, parents who need to stream it because their kids want to watch Disney. But I mean, stuff like that.
Let's be honest. If I had a kid and I'm still going to put them in front of Netflix, I'll put on a PBS thing then that's on Netflix. Yeah. I'll put on, I think the Little Einsteins are still on Netflix or something.
Possibly, I don't watch that.
They'll find something else on the Netflix kids side of it.
Yeah.
I mean, this Disney thing, I am so interested on the other side of how this is all going to work though. Because I hope it fails. I hope it blows up in Disney's face that minimal people buy this service.
Yeah.
And that it's just like Netflix is sitting there going like Homer Simpson down the quicksand of just middle finger the whole way.
Yeah.
That's what I hope happens here because this is I said it in the first time we talked about it. This is an obvious money grab by Disney.
Oh, it is.
Obvious money grab.
And like you said, yeah, you're gonna get a few people. You're gonna get a few people with when the original idea was we'll pull the classics off, we'll pull the Pixar stuff off. Yeah, you're gonna get some group of people with that. But you're not going to get a big enough one. Well, now we'll pull Marvel and Disney, or Marvel and Star Wars off.
Yeah.
You're going to get a larger one. Is it going to be enough to really keep that thing afloat, though?
No.
I don't think so.
And that's why I seriously think that, going back to the original question, how much does this affect Netflix? It might not affect them at all. It might not affect them at all because of what content they are always adding to Netflix.
I won't say
at all. Wheelhouse.
I won't say at all, but I mean, it's not going to affect them drastically.
Well,
here's still the thing. They're still up in the air. I mean, I'm not saying they're not saying it's up in the air, but it's still up in the air until Disney launches their thing. If we get to keep all those other series, the Netflix. Now the question is, does Netflix does Disney get to have them, or do they just die?
What do you mean?
Because they're Netflix originals, but they're from.
Oh, you're talking about
Marvel's
Daredevil,
rights.
Jessica Jones, and that.
Yeah, they're Marvel's rights, but they're Netflix originals. So there's some deal in there where do they just die off? Does Disney get to keep them? I don't know the contract. That's the problem.
I think
if Disney decides to pull them, that's like the if. It's the hypothetical situation of if Disney pulls them.
If they go legal route, I think at the very least, they would go away from Netflix.
Yeah.
They wouldn't go to Disney because they're a Netflix original.
So they probably just die off.
Yeah, they would just die off, if anything. But the thing that I think Netflix can go into now is, I'm looking at an article of, it just says, every new anime series coming to Netflix, and I know there is the streaming service of Crunchyroll that already has a bunch of animes on it, but that is a type of population that Netflix can now tap into.
That's true.
And I mean, the only thing that kind of hurts it is that they did the Death Note movie. I am not hearing good things about it.
I haven't either.
I was never a Death Note, oh my God, I got to watch every episode. I just knew what it was. And part of me was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and check out the Death Note movie because William Dafoe's in it and stuff. But from what I'm hearing, I'm like, yeah, maybe I won't waste the time. Because I never got into the actual series. I just knew what it was. And there will be different things that they can tap into, that they can get the rights to. It's not just because, Disney's leaving, shut the doors, guys, we're done. No one's going to, no one's purchasing Netflix. The thing that I think the persons that I think this affects the most are us. The people who buy the streaming service. Because I'm with you.
That's what I was saying earlier.
I'm with you. I ain't buying this shit.
No.
I'm not.
Well,
I could care less.
Here's the thing. Disney will get my money because I'll buy the DVD and that's one-time deal.
I'll go see the movie. You'll get my money. I only need to see
Well,
it.
all the Marvel ones I collect. I buy them.
I know those. But for me, Thor, I'll go see it in theaters.
Yeah.
You're getting my money once. Like, I am not going to pay for another streaming service because I'm going to say the bit again. This goes back. I know we already talked this, but I'm going to mention it again. How special is that fucking vault then?
Yeah.
You preached at me for years. You got to grab the DVD before it goes into
Back
the
in
vault.
the vault.
Well, now they're all going to be out there. What's the point of the vault? Unless I'm buying it just for Star Wars and for Marvel. I mean, the only thing that they get you with is you got to trilogy it once every 3 years, or else the dark side wins.
Yes.
So that's what they get you with. Luckily, I have my DVDs, so I can trilogy once every 3 years, so the dark side loses. Like, come on, that's what you got to go with. But in the end, I don't think this is going to affect Netflix as big as people think it might.
It's going to
affect them.
It's going to affect them, but not vastly. I can't. On a side note, I can't wait for Netflix to start their Halloween stuff again
and bring all that back.
Yeah, every October, it's Halloween nonstop, and that's what's going to be playing.
You know what? This is going to be the only thing that Disney might steal of us from Worth.
Huh?
No more Nightmare Before Christmas. This could be one of the last times you get to watch it on Netflix.
Good thing I own it on DVD.
Good thing you own it on DVD. Good thing that it's also in Kingdom Hearts. You can play it and go see Jack Skellington and everybody in that game. I love that level. That was one of my favorite levels I think that was Kingdom Hearts 2.
Is that also one of your favorite Keyblades?
No.
I know the Rose one is your favorite.
Divine Rose is my favorite. My top 3 Keyblades would be
completely off topic, by the way.
Divine Rose is number 1. Then we have, I think it's Oblivion. I'm going to look it up really quick. Oblivion Keyblade. I want to say that's the black one.
Okay.
Yeah. Oblivion, which is the black Keyblade. And then for a third one, I would say, the Pumpkin Keyblade. Kind
of up for a debate on number 3?
No, I'm going Oathkeeper. I like either Oathkeeper or the Aladdin one.
Okay.
That's what I'm going with. So, I'm going top 3. I'm going Divine Rose is number 1. That's just an amazing Keyblade. And then Oblivion and Oathkeeper are my other 2. The original's great, but you got to customize. You got to get those special stats. But anything you think we missed in this that we need to hit?
No, we got the facts out there of what's going on. And I mean, we talked about, what it's going to affect us a little bit. It's going to affect Netflix a little bit, not a ton. Actually, it's going to affect us. It's going to affect us more than anything.
For like a week, I'll be like, oh no, I can't watch Marvel. And then I'll forget.
Yeah. It's going to affect us more than it will affect Netflix for sure.
Yeah.
And Disney, good luck.
Yeah, good luck, because I ain't going to buy it. I'll tell you that.
You ain't getting my money on that part.
I'm not getting that streaming service. But this is where you guys come in. Let us know what you guys think. How will Disney pulling Star Wars and the MCU movies off of Netflix and onto their service affect Netflix as a whole? Also, what do you think about the Disney streaming platform? If you didn't listen to the one we did 2 weeks ago, let us know down below what you guys think. I want to thank you guys for watching and or listening to the Rick and Johnny podcast. A little bit of house cleaning. Go ahead and check out patreon.com/most valuable podcast. We love doing these podcasts and these videos for you. However, we do need a little bit of support, more so than you watching, liking, subscribing. So if you can, check out Patreon. We've got a few rewards there, 4 rewards that you guys can help support us. We give a little bit extra that only our patrons will receive. So go ahead, check out that patreon.com/most valuable podcast. I want to thank you guys for watching and listening. I know Johnny wants to thank you guys. We'll be back next week with our movie review for the American Assassin, along with the original podcast. Go check out our It review if you have not already. And as always,
you'll float too.
Have a good day, everybody. Do we float?
You'll float too.
Will we float?
Oh, I don't.
Well, I'm fat, so I'll sink, right?
No. Fat actually floats.
So I'll float.
You'll float. I sink like a rock.
Oh, okay.
For some reason. So that doesn't apply to me.
Oh, okay.